Here on the YAWG pod, we aim to answer life's biggest questions. Do aliens exist? Is the government controlling us through mirrors? Are gas station TVs the worst invention in human history? If you're looking for well thought out, informed, or even coherent answers to these questions, then you're in the wrong place and you're asking the wrong guys. On today's YAWG pod, we're going to talk about villains. We're going to do our villain draft. Then we got some random topics at the end. You guys see the coach fight today? There's a fight in the handshake line between Michigan and Wisconsin's coaches.
And Juwan Howard not going over immediately to shake hands. Now he's going to get in the line. Interesting finish here, 77. Oh, see, and they're going at it. Oh, yeah. Howard and Guard are not happy right now as the two of them continue to have words. We told you Juwan Howard was not happy about that timeout. And Juwan Howard just threw a right hand. And now we got a scrum. We have a scrum in Madison. Players are pushing and shoving. This is an ugly scene. This is an ugly scene.
Oh, my God.
You see this?
I did see it, yeah.
Like for
So
real
with-
fight, like actual
or
punches,
like-
or just a little yelling.
One of the coaches threw a punch.
At another
Um,
coach?
Yeah.
What? That's dope.
He didn't. It wasn't a closed fist, but he ended up just like
so he slapped him.
no. He was started throwing a punch, and he decided halfway I'm not going to throw a punch. And sort of just hit his face and pushed it. But Wisconsin was killing Michigan in basketball, and they called a timeout at the end of the game to be able to score again. Even though they're already up a bunch of points, it's something we do, man, or any game we play. And then in the handshake line, Michigan's coach was just walking past the Wisconsin coach, and the Wisconsin coach grabbed him because he didn't shake his hand. And he grabbed him and pulled him back, and they got in each other's faces. And then an assistant coach came up, and all the players, a big pile of players at half court.
I was trying to figure out who started it.
It was
Who started that?
the Wisconsin coach called the timeout, which was unsportsmanlike. That's not the thing you do. And then he grabbed Juwan Howard, who's Michigan's coach, and then Juwan Howard got mad at him. But he wasn't even that guy. I don't know what happened because the assistant coach came in, and that's who Juwan Howard.
So this was two head coaches, though, right?
The assistant coach came in after the two head coaches were arguing, and Juwan Howard, that's who he threw a punch or slap at the assistant coach, not the head coach. And then another as they finally got separated, players started punching each other. There was a big thing, and this is after the game's over. They were clearing the people were going back, and then one of the other Wisconsin did the DMX suck it at the Wisconsin Michigan team. But yeah, it's crazy. So you could make the argument that one of those two people were villains. So we're going to do a villain draft. I've put our names into randomizers. I'm going to click the random
I
button.
wasn't moving very much. I was just kind of sitting there.
No, but you were your face was frozen, and then you started talking, and I couldn't tell what was going on. I put them in a randomizer, so we're going to click random, and we determine the draft order. So number 1, we got Bowen. We already know what he's going to take. Number 2, we got me, and number 3, we got Boone.
How do I always get first?
Okay, Boone, Bowen, you got first. We're not going to do executive decision here. There's no way we're not going to do a whole power scaling episode where we say who's the best villain against the other villain because different universes, different power levels. We're gonna go on it's hard to describe coolest. We'll go coolest team, and then you guys can vote on who has the best villain team, not necessarily most powerful, but just the best. So Bowen, we know
one overall. Gave me Darth Vader.
We knew that was gonna happen. Bowen's been on this whole Darth Vader kick for some reason. For a week. He's been sending us pictures of Darth Vader. He got a cardboard cutout. He got a cardboard cutout of Darth Vader, put him in his room. We've seen him hug it a couple times. It's getting a little weird. So I'm number 2. If I had to go villains, it's not favorite villain because you're not supposed to like villains. So the villain that scared me the most or I didn't like the most, I want to go with Pennywise. Is my number 1 pick because that's the original Pennywise, the creepiest villain. Now, Boone, it's your pick.
My pick's probably gonna be based off of what we've seen what we've seen throughout our lifetime, and I would say for me it's probably Joker because he may not have any powers, but throughout comics, throughout movies, he's just been portrayed in such cool ways, and I don't know, I feel like he's such a psychopath, and all these actors like his I guess his effect on all of us as like watchers is a pretty cool thing to watch. Like he's had all these great actors play him, and they've all been able to play him differently, and they wouldn't keep choosing a villain like that if he wasn't so relevant and so diverse. So I feel like that's like my favorite, like to watch on screen villain, because he's unpredictable.
I still haven't seen the Joker movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Is it good?
Like you guys yell at me for all this crap I haven't seen.
Oh, you and
Matthew
Matthew
doesn't watch Joker.
are just horrible. I can't have movie conversations with you all.
I've seen the Joker with what's his face?
Jacqueline Phoenix.
No.
Joaquin
Joaquin.
Phoenix.
What are you thinking of, Owen?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Okay, Boone, you got to pick again because we're doing a snake draft. I mean, we sat here. Your mic's not working, Boone. It's not working. Can you hear him, Bowen? We can't hear you. What are you saying? Do something with it.
Wiggle it.
It's unplugged. I can see it.
It's not. It was actually not even loose.
Now it works.
I can hear you now.
Matthew, I think you just made us all invest in crappy mics.
No,
I think this
mine
turns
works
around
just
to you.
fine.
No,
I
mine
don't
was
just
plugged in
wiggle
just
my-
now. It was plugged in.
I don't wiggle mine around constantly while we're podcasting. Like that. See? You just did it again.
Because then you said something, so I needed to do it.
And you did it again. Again. 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6.
Anyway,
You have your nails painted?
why in the world would my freaking nails be painted, Matthew? Oh, God.
You have a daughter.
Let's think here.
What were you doing for the 30
Villain.
minutes after Bowen sent that text?
I would
Then the
say... I don't... Oh, I'll just go campy here. I would just go Jason Voorhees. I mean, he's my dog, my homie, my
podcast.
day
Again,
one.
Not what campy means.
Been portrayed as multiple times throughout history and continues to throw the punches. Can't be killed, has been revived multiple times. Supernatural abilities, teleportation. Matthew said don't power rank, but I'd like to continue to go on his powers.
No, that I wasn't saying not power rank. I said power scaling, which is who could beat who, which is we could talk about their powers. And also, nothing annoys me more than your continued misuse of the word campy.
No, I think that you have made up your own definition of the word campy.
No, campy
I
means
don't even know what that word means.
campy means like overly dramatic. Boone thinks it means I don't know what Boone's used it so many different ways. I don't know what he thinks it means.
It's a very versatile word. It's just like
No, Boone thinks it means that they were at camp with Jason Voorhees. I'll go to
Hey,
camp.
listen. If I want to start using it that way, it can be used that way. That's what I'm saying. It's
That would be a better
the
use of what
word-
you used it
here's-
before.
The word campy is campy. Look, there you go. There's a little inception for you.
Meta. You went meta there. So my second villain, I'm gonna have to go with Sauron. Do you know who that's from, Boone? Yeah, there's a movies you haven't seen these movies, and they're like considered the greatest trilogy of all time.
Oh, this is Lord of the Rings.
Yes, Lord of the Rings. Sauron's a great villain. He has the One Ring, or actually he doesn't have the One Ring. He had the One Ring.
That should be something. To pause on our rankings. That should be something we could do on a future episode. Is like I watched the Lord of the Rings for the first time and like give reviews after each movie each like we can talk about them and we can all nerd up together. We can all nerd together and we can all just grow neck beards together and have a grand old time.
I tried to get Amber to watch them, and the first movie she just laughed through like half the movie because she thought the acting was bad. And I was like,
When I used to say Star Wars was bad, and then I watched it and I loved it. Like I guarantee you, watch this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna think Lord of the Rings is gonna be trash, and then I watch it, and the very next thing you're gonna do is like you're gonna see on local Lexington civilian caught LARPing down street. Like I'm just like addicted to LARPing and Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff.
we're gonna show up, and Boone's gonna have like he's gonna be taping hair to the top of his feet to be like a hobbit. He's gonna go to like ring making classes. Okay, Bowen, you're up. Second villain.
Give me Voldemort.
Oh, that's a good one. We were watching Harry Potter.
Dang, that is a good one.
Voldemort.
Except for I just don't like that his whole thing is like he beefs with like a kid and then he ultimately loses. It's like how? Come on now.
Yeah, he's not really. That was. I think like if we're going with like cultural impact
Iconic,
villains,
though.
yeah, iconic. Voldemort's good, but yeah, his whole thing's weird.
And then I'm gonna throw it. I just saw this on a list. I did. Google
Oh,
it. I
you're
did
so
Matthew.
dirty. That's why you got Voldemort. I guarantee you that's how you came up with Voldemort. It's because you look like him.
Give me. Give me Agent Smith.
You're so dirty. You
the
don't get a second pick. It's my turn.
No,
No,
it's
it's
a
my
snake
turn. And
draft.
it's not even your turn
Your-
yet. You got
Your
two.
lack of understanding of these drafts is astounding.
There's no way it's Bowen's turn.
Yes, it is. It's a snake. Start at the Bowen.
Yeah, but he
me,
doesn't get to go
you.
twice in a row.
Bowen, me, you, me,
You
Bowen.
went twice in a
Bowen,
row.
me, you. Snake.
Yeah, but Bowen just said Voldemort.
It's a snake draft.
He did.
I went first, then Matthew went, then you went again, then Matthew went, then I went again, then Matthew goes, then you go, then you go again.
Then I go, then Boone, Bowen goes, and it's over.
I never said mine.
You said two.
Yeah, I had my second one. So
That you already
to back.
picked two. You picked Jason and the Joker.
I have one by the time you had two. I only have one
so
going into
listen,
that round.
I understand.
Darth Vader.
But here's what happened. Matthew
Then you get to
said
pick two
Matthew
this
said the
time.
guy from Lord of the Rings, correct?
Yes, that's my second.
No, I said
And then
Voldemort.
then it goes to
Sauron.
Bowen, where Bowen
Yes.
said Voldemort, and then it
Voldemort.
should have went to me, correct?
No, it goes back to Bowen.
Back to me again, and then to Matthew, and then you.
You're
and
right.
you
I don't.
again. You
I
get
guess
twice.
this is just a non-anatomically correct snake, in my opinion. Okay, I'm just gonna go and tell you.
Why would
This is how it's always.
Why would you
been.
go twice and then we just reverse the order? Why would that happen?
I thought it was like a going back.
That
and forth.
is like that.
It
Okay,
is.
listen though. If it was
started
like that,
with
it would
me.
go Matthew,
Matthew.
Bowen, me, Bowen, Matthew,
No,
Bowen.
it,
Like,
Bowen
how
went
would Matthew
first.
get two? He's in the middle.
Bowen went first.
I went first.
oh,
I'm at the beginning of the
shoot,
snake.
You right. I forgot Bowen went first. See, that all makes sense now. It all makes sense.
Okay. With my pick, after we've cleared up the confusion, even though there was
But this next pick is going to be how the snake
Yeah,
draft
snake
works.
drafts.
It's just villain.
Greatest villain.
Start
snake
villain.
trap is my
No, because this kind of ruined my. So wait, it can't. You're not gonna sit here and lie to me and tell me it's Matthew's turn though.
It's my turn to draft. But then you get two in a row, and then you're done. You get your final two villains are after my pick,
I'm gonna cry.
and you'll probably have yours on the list because I'm going with Madara from Naruto.
Okay.
He's a dope villain. You guys don't know anything about it, so I won't talk about it. But he's a dope villain.
I mean, I feel like there's enough listeners out there who might catch up on to it, so you might want to give us like a little rundown. Tell us how he's dope, or she's dope.
So,
Can he breathe fire?
okay, that's not how Naruto works, but yes, he can breathe fire.
Oh.
in the Naruto-
Then why did you say?
Why'd
Then
you
why-
just
But
say
like
no
he
if
has-
he just said yes? He can.
It's
breathe
not
fire.
like he's a dragon. He can use fire jutsu.
I didn't say he was a dragon. I just wanted to know if he breathed
Yeah, okay.
fire.
You guys just ask me things if he can do it, and I'll tell you if he can do it. And then you can
That's
decide if it's cool.
crazy. That Bowen literally just asked you, "Can he breathe fire?" randomly, and you just said nope, but he can breathe fire.
That's not how Naruto works. But yeah, he can.
It's
Can he break a stick with his mind?
yes.
Mind power.
He doesn't have mind power, but he has it's called. I'm not gonna go into it because I'm just gonna sound like a huge nerd.
no. Go into it.
He has this power called the Rinnegan, and he has these 6 invisible clones that he could have those go break it.
Use more of those weird words.
Is it a Pikachu?
Yes, it's a Pikachu.
Anyway, it's my turn, Matthew. Or do you do two?
It's your. I will never get 2 picks in a row in this snake draft because I'm in the middle.
I thought so, but then all of a sudden y'all start playing around, and this is two-headed snake.
You have 2 picks now,
All right.
so just you have 2 picks now, and then you're done. So you're over. So don't say, "Oh, I had one more left" at the end because that's not how it works.
Can these be like real villains?
Sure, you gotta
Okay,
pick
I mean,
Elon Musk.
No, I don't think Elon Musk is a villain. He's
Obama?
He's an anti-villain.
Dr.
I would
Fauci.
go.
Mao. Hitler.
I'll go with a serious one next time. But this one I'll start as Donald
George
Trump.
Bush.
I'll go Donald Trump. But here's the reason why. Listen, not to go too political on his views and all that stuff. I just feel like there was quite a bit of people who didn't like him, and that they had fun not liking him. It was a great time that they had, and so he was for him to be a villain. But he's also such a villain where he got power in such a cool way. Like that's a villain thing. Like rising up to power, gaining all these ranks. Okay, actor, got it. Business entrepreneur, got it. Investor, got
Reverse
it.
those.
President, got it. And he's like, he gets up. He's like basically Thanos out here getting the rings. I mean, getting the stones, and he's out here, and then he gets up there, and everybody's like, "Oh snap, he's a villain. He's now in charge of everything." You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like he was a pretty good villain while he was doing that, while he was getting it done out there. He was a pretty good villain. He did.
You
a
thought
really good-
cheese caves? You thought me calling cheese cave socialist was going to
tweets-
trigger Bone's dad?
His tweets, his tweets, I felt like really made you hate him more. So I feel like a villain does a good job of making you hate him, and he did a good job. So my next one, that's where it becomes a little harder here.
Okay, we got a big old liberal Boone on the
Liberal Boone,
draft.
Liberal Boone. Can we should start a segment there. Because here's what would be so great, because I'm not a liberal, or because like it would be so great for me to just get on and just pretend to be a liberal and just do segments that way. Let me see here. Because I'm liberal, let me see. What's that?
No, you're picking your fourth villain.
No,
You're picking your
who's
fourth
that?
villain.
Who's that Florida governor? That's my next one. No, who's that one that's like looks like a frat boy? Everybody say he looks like a frat boy. Is that
What?
he's like from Florida? Remember it was
Rudy Giuliani.
No.
You know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. He was like famous. He had black hair. He was a little on the chunkier side. It was
Mitt
during
Romney?
all that FBI investigation on Trump. Like he was like
Rudy Giuliani.
None of that sounds familiar to me. Okay, it sounds like you're
His
saying
son.
boxers.
His
right
son, Donald
now.
Trump
No,
Jr.
He was the Florida like governor or something. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
no.
It was during that FBI scandal. Remember who was that really cool guy I said looked like Fox Mulder?
Stormy
He came
Daniels.
on and like spoke. I watched that whole thing.
Ron DeSantis is the governor of
No,
Florida.
then it has nothing to do with them. Maybe it's Georgia.
Dick Cheney. Is he in a wheelchair? Because that's who the governor of
Okay,
Texas
all
is.
of these
You
things
know
I
you're
don't think that's
saying,
true
Bowen,
either.
I just feel like you're.
Yeah, he is. The governor of Texas is in a wheelchair.
Governor of Texas.
I know it.
No, listen.
I know it.
Greg Abbott.
Listen.
Current governor. Look up current governor of Texas. And I'm pretty sure that sounds right.
He is in a wheelchair. I didn't know that.
Look at that.
Hold on. I don't
Okay.
know how to Google it. Anyway, that was just a joke that got ruined. It'll come back and all.
This person doesn't exist.
And he has a famous
Frat boy
name, Matthew.
governor of Florida.
He's not a frat boy. Everybody just called
you
him
said.
like they used memes to call him a
Arnold
frat boy
Schwarzenegger.
because he was so like up Trump's butt, and he was like all supportive of Trump during the whole thing.
You're thinking of Donald Trump Jr.
no,
Ted
Cruz?
No, it wasn't Ted Cruz, but you're on to something after
It
that.
had to be. That's the
No,
last one.
It's not Ted Cruz. I know what Ted Cruz looks like. Okay, listen. No,
Mitch McConnell.
he wasn't another person running for office. So
You're giving us this whole list of specifications, and they're not. You're
Dave
describing a
Portnoy.
fake person.
okay, listen.
You had a dream. You had a dream about this guy. You had a dream about him.
Dave Portnoy.
The last villain
Barstool
I'm gonna go
CEO.
with
PFT's eyes.
is I would say my mom. Here's why. Okay, because I feel like my mom has
Tell you to go to bed early.
my mom has plagued me with how many times she has had relations with Matthew. And then
Okay.
how many
Pick a different villain. I'm going to cut this out of the podcast.
I don't know. I don't really have another villain because I didn't
You
look up a list. I know you both have a list. You have the list right in front of you. I can see your eyes. I'm following your eyes right
I
now.
don't have a list. You've
What's
seen
your
1,000
favorite
movies, and you
villain
don't have
in
another villain.
Because I'm trying to think of ones that are like the all-time great.
Thanos.
No. Oh, I got
No.
one here. I'll just go Green Goblin. Green Goblin's the iconic guy. Willem
That's a good
Dafoe
one.
did a good job with him, so I would say Green
Hashtag
Goblin.
Bo needs to watch the new
He
Spider-Man.
does.
Okay,
What about like nothing from the Marvel universe?
That's what I just said.
that's
God-
Green Goblin's in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
yeah, but there's nowhere you can go with this to make yourself sound smart.
yeah, but he's not even like I would say Loki's a better villain than him
You
in
can
the Marvel
grow up,
universe.
Bowen.
I
Green
would say
Goblin.
Thanos
Okay, if
is
you
a
just
better villain.
watch the new movie, you would understand, my friend.
Still probably not better than
He's not going to be better than
Thanos.
Thanos, but I'm not going to sit here and camp out. Okay,
Thor's sister.
Thor's sister. We're throwing Thor. You don't even know her name.
I forget.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
I'm gonna go my last pick. I'll go ahead and do it. Boone picked Trump, and I was not expecting that. Was out of left field. Wasn't expecting that.
Trump and
Trump.
his mom.
Boone. Oh. Boone picked Green Goblin. So I'm gonna go with my last pick is gonna be the Madden soundtrack. Every year it sucks, and every year it plays non-stop in the background, non-stop, and it's annoying. And then even when I turn the music down and when we're playing the game, it's playing in the stadium in the background. I can hear it. Throw it in rotation, Bowen.
Yeah, no, I just mute it. I usually just put it
Yeah,
on,
I put on
listen to
snap
whatever.
music or but like sometimes I'll just forget, and it's like when you forget to put on music when you're driving, and you're like, crap, and then I'll just be listening to the Madden soundtrack, and I'll be like, crap, I forgot to turn it off again. But yeah, that was mine. So now it's Bowen.
Last pick. Give me Vontez Burfict. Ruined a man's career.
Yeah, he's a dirty
Life.
player. He like made Antonio Brown go crazy with his hit. I'll agree with that.
So,
I had a funny joke. But
I have a
forgot what it
few
was.
random thoughts, Bowen. Do you have yours? You want to kick it off?
I have one random thought, and it just came up because it's going to apply to all three of us. So we're all going to eventually, I'm sure, have a man cave
Already have
one
one.
day. Wherever we are, right? Building it, whatever. Would it be embarrassing or is it cringy, as Manly was my thought, because we all have it, if we hung up our framed high school football jerseys in the man cave? Because I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't want to get into it too much and call out names. That Facebook article you sent, don't say his name, but of the trial, the coach we had, he was wearing his football jersey at Foley's thing, and I was like, that's weird. From high school.
You said it was
You
weird
know what
that
I'm
he was
talking about?
wearing it. Like, I think it's weird to wear it, but you're saying to hang it up.
Right, but is it weird to
Okay.
hang up? Yeah.
I don't
Ours
think
are
it's
all-
weird if it's not like the focal point. If you're like, this is the last time that this was like that I felt cool was when I had this jersey. But if you put it like in the top left corner, that's cool.
Yeah. So if you put it like, you can't have
Yes,
much
like, you don't want to make it in like a altar.
with the
I get that. Yeah, that would be weird. Even if you would have like there's a way. I guess I'm going with Matthew. Like you have to how you display it's important. Like if you display it next to like if you got your jersey and then you got like a Steelers jersey and then you got like maybe your favorite Purdue jersey, like that's cool. Like that's definitely a cool way to display it. But if it's just like Frankfurt High Panthers and it just like points to a few pictures of you around it and it's just like these like moments
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
in all honesty like like we were a 1A school. Like we're not out here balling. Okay, we're not gonna like. So
We're gonna walk into Boone's man cave and it's gonna be a picture of McKenna, a picture of his daughter, and then his Frankfurt High jersey.
So yeah, I mean, was that your random thought, Bowen? Because that ain't that cool. That's not that cool. Okay,
yeah,
I
that
will
was
take-
my random thought. Well, I
It
figured
did
it all
apply.
applied to
I
all
get
three
what
of
you're
us.
saying.
Probably apply to a lot of our listeners too. Yeah, that's pretty much our demographic.
Yeah, it definitely applied to a lot.
Well, there's an age, it seems like, where it's not cool to wear your, like, right after you graduate high school, it's not cool to wear your high school stuff. But then after a certain
Yeah, I think
point, it becomes kind
I
of
think
cool
it's like
to-
30,
I don't know what that
30-ish when
window
you get to be
is.
old, like when you have kids in like school, maybe. But
Yeah. Like Driscoll wearing his Letterman jacket with all the sports became cool. But if he wore that like right after graduate, you know what I mean? It would be weird. But when
Yeah,
he was
when
a
I was in
teacher,
college,
it's like,
I
oh,
never
now it's
saw
cool.
Letterman's jackets. You have a good point. You definitely have a good point you're going off
No.
of here. And I definitely felt like I as soon as I got to college, I like distanced myself from all of Frankfurt High memorabilia and like the things that we wore. Like no, it wasn't because I was
I didn't.
ashamed.
I
It
would
wasn't
say I
'cause
still
was
have those
ashamed, I
F
just, like,
shorts.
didn't. It just wasn't relevant anymore. Like it just I
no,
wasn't.
I
a
wore it to
football
work
player,
out
I
in.
didn't-
It was like my workout clothes.
I mean, except for Matthew, who's definitely lame. So I mean, oh,
No, I still
yeah,
have
I
the
got those
F
right
shorts,
here.
the
Got those
blue
right
ones
here. I
with
was
the
just folding those up.
orange F.
I
Those are nice
keep
shorts,
those for
actually.
memory purposes. I don't really wear them anywhere. They don't even match anything.
A lot of people think
They don't match anything that I have. Like I don't wear orange and blue ever. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a good point.
That's
so
true.
Matthew, do you have a random thought? You got one you can conjure up here for us?
I had one, but then it lost me when I had to focus on my brain power on figuring out who you're thinking about. So come back to me. You do yours.
Yeah, that did revert. That reverted a couple of my thoughts too. I was like, I had to like unplug them from where they were going.
I mean, I got a
Be like,
few.
who's he talking about?
I got a few random ones that maybe we can kick off for next episode. I got a few. I keep them in the tank up here, Matthew. I can carry your weight. Okay.
I can clarify
hold
something from
my
last
hand,
episode
and I
real
can
quick
walk
if we
you
want
through
to.
it. No, you go ahead.
If you want me-
go ahead.
So last episode, to clarify, keep Bone's dad from being mad. When I said that there was excess cheese and they got bailed out because of capitalism, that is socialism. What I was mad about was the hypocrisy of the capitalist cheese farmers saying, "Oh, socialism is bad," until they need it.
Thank you. I'm sure Chris
Clarify.
will want
For
to
that.
rebuttal that, and I'm excited to find out. So
Yes,
Chris,
I
close
sort of
rebuttal.
want to keep the ongoing
Yeah.
text that I get on Saturday afternoons about podcast topics.
My random things. The first thing I'd want to say is that I was talking to Bowen about it today. Is like, what are some random things that we have in our life that is so obsolete now? And me and Bowen was helping me move my couch today, and I was thinking of like a cigarette lighter in your car. Like that is such an obsolete thing that we experience. Like new cars in our lifetime had them. But like when we're older and like I'm telling my daughter or you're like telling your children, I'm like, yeah, cigarette lighter. You know that thing that people say kill you? Yeah, we had that option in our car. And remember there was even ashtrays in cars at one time. Like old cars had ashtrays, and it's like that's such a strange thing to think about. So I was like, then I started going on like a whole thing like what are some irrelevant things that I think personally.
Airplanes still have a light. Airplanes still, it's like a light that's like
Yeah, see, there you go. That's a good one. I mean, we're
It's like
really
lighting,
ripping
it's
on
just-
smokers right now, but I don't mean to be. But
I'd go with. I hate controllers that take batteries that aren't rechargeable. Who wants to keep buying batteries over and over again?
that's good. That's good.
That's
See,
not so much obsolete because I guess there are uses for batteries, but
Matthew
and there's
had
still
that,
batteries.
Matthew had that quick draw. Matthew had that right
There's-
here. He had that right there on the hip.
there's still batteries in the controller, but they're rechargeable. So I guess single-use batteries would be my thing.
I've mentioned that before to McKenna. As I said, single-use batteries. It makes no sense to have anything ever that comes out with single-use batteries. It's just to keep Duracell in business, it seems, or keep those Energizer in business, which goes back to capitalism. I mean, let's just keep that going. Let's just keep.
Liberal Boone on the podcast.
I don't even know if I'm saying right things. Like I like attacking where people have mentioned these things before. Like where I'm around Matthew so much, he'll mention these type of things. I'm like, oh, I'll make a joke out of it, and who knows? It could hit, it could miss. Who knows? What was my last one? Okay, my main one of this topic was. This is something that triggers me, and like I just guess I don't understand what Disney's got going on. And I guess this is same thing with a few other companies, but like. I've thought for a long time that Disney, I don't think that me and Bowen mentioned it. It's all about Mickey Mouse. And Bowen mentioned, he said that he thinks Disney's stepping away from the Mickey Mouse brand because you don't like, I guess because they don't want to, they're starting to be associated with something else. Who knows what they want to do with it. But my thoughts weren't that they're dissing it. I think that they're doing a bad job of keeping him relevant because at the end of the day, like Bowen, if you go to Disney World or like Disney, like Mickey Mouse is what they live by. Like everything is Mickey Mouse. So they still do it down there. But I'm saying for the upcoming generations, it doesn't make sense for Disney not to have a Mickey Mouse movie. That's what my whole point is. The fact that there hasn't been a Mickey Mouse movie or like a big screen theater release of like Mickey on the big screen in so long. Like I don't even remember the last one. I think Fantasia was like the last like big Mickey Mouse movie. I could be so wrong on this, but it definitely was in the 90s.
I have no interest in watching anything Mickey Mouse. I
would
don't care
watch
about
it
Mickey
if it
Mouse.
was done well, but at the end of the day, exactly that's my point. So their face of their entire brand is so hollow right now. Like there's nothing there. Like they might as well make the face of the brand Captain America or Iron Man because those are relevant things kids are seeing. Like if you were to ask some kids like right now who Mickey Mouse is, why is he important? They'd be like, I don't know. I don't even like Mickey Mouse.
They have Mickey
Clubhouse
Mouse Playhouse.
Yeah, but
or
I think
Playhouse,
that's
yeah.
even something that's going downhill because Disney Channel's going downhill.
You never seen a little kid watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I've definitely
for 8
seen
hours
a
straight.
little kid at the I'll teach. So I've seen, but I don't know. I feel like you have to work to
never
keep
seen
your
one little
brand
kid.
established, and Mickey Mouse is one of those things that I feel like they need to have a movie.
Well, look at McDonald's and Ronald
Exactly.
McDonald. When's the last time you heard
that
his
seems
name
like
thrown out
something
in a McDonald's commercial?
McDonald's wants to distance themselves from. Like that. That
Speaking-
seems intentional. Disney.
Yeah.
I don't know if it seems intentional to me because they wouldn't keep selling merch with him on the reg. Like everything they sell has the big mouse ears. You see what I'm saying?
It's more like a logo at this point.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
bet
more of a
people are
logo
gonna buy
than
I
a
get that, but it's
franchise
like-
at this point.
It's not like Apple's trying to distance themselves from the Apple.
Character.
Yeah.
Really.
Like it doesn't make sense to distance.
So they don't release Apple products.
They
They
distance.
they don't release apples. They don't.
Yeah, but I mean they still have the Apple. On
I'll
there.
go with just to go back to the Disney thing, the Mickey Mouse thing. Remember when I said on our last podcast, Tales of the Table, we'll go listen to it. About how I find it so funny, people who like hate LeBron and they have like the love fraud or like they'll respond. They have all these stupid names for like why they don't like LeBron. That people call the championship they won during the pandemic. They call it the Mickey Mouse Championship because it was at a bubble in Disneyland and they say it doesn't count and it's a Mickey Mouse championship.
That's good. That's good.
It's good.
So I don't know if there's any other things like that, like any other random. That's just a random thought I have all the time. Is about how Mickey Mouse is 20 years from now. Who knows if he's still going to be a thing? Like,
You're
who
saying
knows?
Mickey Mouse lives rent free in your head because you had the same rant like 2 weeks ago.
Oh
that
yeah,
we were all there for.
He lives rent free in all of our heads. That's the power of Disney, Matthew. That's
I
the
don't think I've
power.
ever thought about Mickey Mouse.
I think you've thought about Mickey Mouse. I mean, you think about him right now. I'm a
I can
way.
hear
Of,
Boone.
I'm the way of getting into your head right now. They're using me.
You are the way of getting something in my head. See,
Did you all see Disney? This is Disney's making a like a community, like a Disney community where like they're making it's like you can rent.
Bone, this has been a
apartments
thing.
and houses
I've
and,
listened.
like,
I just listened to this in a
like, for
podcast too.
just-
I don't know if we listened to the same thing, but this has been a thing.
did you all know that
No, this is
it's
just
called
announced. They haven't even built it
celebration.
yet.
Yeah, there's been a town. Look it up. This is factual information. There's been a town since like the 1990s. I know, but
Okay, they're
I'm
building a
telling
new
you,
one. I'm talking
Celebration
about
is
the
a
new one.
town
I'm not
that
talking about
Disney
the old
built where people could come buy houses in Florida near Orlando and like have houses, and it was like a perfect little town and all this stuff. And it turned out to be pretty like bad at the start. Like people were getting murdered in this town and everything. And so like, so
Yeah.
you already knew.
Yeah, I know.
this.
No, but they're doing it again. I'm saying they're building a brand new town called. It starts with a C.
I bet it
forget
won't
the
work
name.
out again.
Probably not. It's a
Anyway,
town
so
full of
Disney
Disney
adults. What do you mean Disney adults? Like people who work
Like-
for Disney? Do you have to work for Disney?
You
no
never heard
adults
that
that are
phrase
super
before?
obsessed with Disney?
Have you never heard that phrase before? They call them Disney adults.
You could call Boone a Disney adult.
I mean, I'm not obsessed with Disney at all, but I do love Marvel and Star Wars, and now that they own those, I guess you can call me a Disney adult.
Boone's a Disney adult.
No, Disney adults are more like on the brand. It's just like
Yeah.
everything Disney. It's not like
They wear the Mickey Mouse
you know,
ears.
It's like a
They go to Disney
They
World
go to-
every year, multiple times a year. Anyway, I've been researching, reading into the Bowen was obsessed with the World War II for a while. I've been looking at the Cold War, and I came across this a project that the United States has done. And I think we should dig into it a lot. We should have Mo on because he wants to do conspiracy theory stuff. But it reminded me because I knew this before, but I never think about it. Did you know that the internet, there's giant internet cables underneath the entire ocean in between the continents? That's how the internet works. You know that, Boone?
Did not
Bowen?
know that. I thought it
Pretty
worked through
crazy.
satellites.
So,
I've seen pictures of it. Yeah, they're
Yeah, the conspiracy theory
Giant
that I was
internet
reading,
cables.
I think it was actually proven that it happened, that the United States tried to tap the Soviets' internet cables in the bottom of the ocean.
How'd that
to
work
spy on
out?
them. I don't know. I didn't get that far, but
So something as juicy as that, you don't even know the next answer. Like you don't even know how
I
it
was
worked
I was
out.
reading it before we got on the podcast right now.
I got something though I want to dive into that goes right with what you're saying. Is
Yeah.
like, you know what? No, because it
Dive
gonna
into
take
We're
a
at
little
40 minutes. We don't need.
Yeah, we don't need to
We
dive
need
into it. But
research,
I want to
organization.
tease something that I really want the focus to be of our next episode. I'm teasing
Tease
right
us.
now. Is I don't care. Like, I'm not obsessed about them or anything, but Colts. Like, I think that like the big ones that we've talked. I mean, everybody gets to the big ones. Like, no, Colt.
Peyton Manning,
No,
Jeff Saturday.
I'm talking
Joseph
about
Adai?
like Colts that like followed like Ted Bundy and all those
Colts? Are
people.
you saying Colts?
CULT, like Colts, and so like
Colts.
so every
No,
time,
not like Colts. Colts.
but like
cult.
the idea of a cult, like we've talked about the big ones, but I was hearing this thing like I guess it was on a podcast or something. I don't know where it came to me. Maybe it's a cult reaching out to me. I don't know, but they like how many cults are active right now, and like how many of those like might be people around you, or like like people like doing like crazy things, like because you hear those stories about what cults do, but there are like actual killing cults alive today. Like right now, somewhere there's a cult that does that kind of crazy crap, dude. And that's
Are you investigating Bowen?
no. I just wanted to. I guess I wanted to like do some research on some cults that are
I could
around
start a
today,
cult.
like some names of some cults.
Everybody
today.
has to be bald. But we're not going to
We
kill
just have
anybody.
fun.
We'll just have fun.
You have to be.
I think that's
Yeah,
probably.
we'll probably watch a lot
I
of
think that's
YouTube-
on the
a lot of
application
YouTube
of most,
sessions.
most cults. It says just have fun. We're just gonna have fun. Don't worry. We're just gonna have fun.
No, you got to be bald.
We're
Everybody's
just-
going to have to
see?
be bald. But
You got to be
gotta be
bald,
pure.
but we're gonna have fun.
I'm going to tell them it's because I hate when hair it gets in food. So we got to get the hair out.
We're just
But
having
then
fun.
After that, we're just having fun.
Just having fun.
can
That's what. That's
watch
probably your motto.
That's the main.
We're gonna have shirts. Just having fun. just
We're watching YouTube.
You guys are invited.
like
I'm not
literally-
shaving my head.
Literally, they're gonna
Chief
like it's gonna. We're gonna see a
of the
whole like
cult.
crime documentary of this like Bowen pod thing. Like they're gonna walk into Bowen's house. People are strung up. All this like bloody scene, and he's just gonna smile. We're just having fun. we're, just,
We're watching YouTube.
we're just having fun. It starts his whole like his whole
We're
cult
watching
thing is you have to shave people's heads, but with a razor blade, and like you're cutting them, and he's like, "We're just having
Okay.
fun."
Okay. We're a PG podcast over here.
You're doing this. Both
That's the
taking it
kind of the
this way
direction I
in
was
his
going
head.
with it. You were going with the psychopath, just having fun.
Every time I get on here, my nose looks so crooked. I don't know if it's crooked or if it's the lighting.
Maybe it is crooked, Matthew.
I don't know, but I've never broken my nose or anything. Go that way.
You can do that TikTok filter and go back and forth, and it'll show you like
That
how much
sounds
it
so
moves.
stupid. Whatever you just said
then,
sounds so stupid.
It's the
No
only
one
way
That
you
is
can
not
know.
the only way. There's definitely easier ways to know if your nose is bent than a TikTok filter. That's the only way. It's the only way.
No, it's the easiest way.
So if he goes to a
only
doctor,
way
a
to
doctor's
know.
going to pull out a
Nobody
phone and be
knew
like,
before.
"Hold on, let me pull out my TikTok. Let's find this out right now."
They'd be like, "Did you know it's kind of crazy? We just figured out how to tell if your nose is crooked.
You came at the right time.
You came at the right time.
We
You would
would've
have came
known.
a couple years
Actually,
ago."
a matter of fact, I'm pretty
Before
sure
TikTok
they're trying to
was
ban
created,
it.
yeah.
And now we're able to continue to do this.
Yeah, but Boone's boy trying to ban TikTok.
Boone's boy, my favorite villain. Second
His favorite
It's
villain.
It's second. He's second favorite.
Trump's
Let's
got the
calm
most
down
crooked
here,
nose
okay?
of all time.
He was your third pick. Again, you and your draft strategies, they just don't make
I
any
don't know. It's
sense.
because y'all make up snakes. I haven't seen a triple-headed snake before in my life, and you all make them seem like they're normal. And that's
Okay. So, we'll wrap it up here. Amber, you know when to end it. Just pick some random place and it, who knows.
End it 30 seconds in.
no.